Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today I'm just going to be taking a look at the Magic the Gathering Universes Beyond Doctor Who Timey Wimey Commander deck. This is the 10th Doctor Commander deck. It is a blue, red and white deck and contains Doctors 9, 10 and 11. I got this for Christmas and we've only just got around to doing a video on it. And I did actually have a quick look in here on Christmas morning, but I didn't actually open the deck itself, so we're going to be doing that today. But as I was saying in the channel update earlier this year, everything is content now, which means the opening of this is also content. Of course, we've got the typical Magic the Gathering sort of construction of having to destroy the box to get into it. So there we've got the oversized kind of advert card, whatever you'd want to call it, of the 10th Doctor with Alonzi and Timey Wimey. I'll be completely honest, I'm not overwhelmed with how they have sort of interpreted the Doctor for these for the Magic stuff. I think like Daleks and stuff like that, they've done really well. The Doctors, I'm not necessarily sure on. Like, I just don't feel like they should be attacking at all. Well, I feel like it's a universal problem with Doctor Who games and trying to work out how the Doctor works. And I guess this kind of makes sense. And the suspend mechanic is obviously very clever when we're dealing with time travel and stuff like that. But yeah, I just don't necessarily feel like this is a great sort of interpretation of, like, you know, how the Doctor could work. And I also think, you know, the Alonzi and the Timey Wimey, it's, you know, it's kind of on the nose. It's kind of like the fourth Doctor with the "would you like a jelly baby" stuff. I feel like these are the lines that always get referred to in this kind of thing. But it might be because I used to play the Doctor Who miniature game that was very much the same. So Doctor Who Alonzi. The 10th Doctor, we've got the Rose card on the back there, the 11th Hour Saga, and one of the Plane Chase cards, which we'll get into. Plane Chase is a cool way to shake up your Commander games with your friends. Use a deck of playing cards and a special planar dice to trigger unique abilities and take your TARDIS through time and space. So the contents here, we've got a 100 card deck with 50 new cards, 10 Plane Chase cards, 10 double-sided token cards, a planar die, a foil etched display commander, a life wheel, a deck box, a strategy insert, and a reference card. So, of course, we've already opened this, so we're just going to get in there. We've got the mandatory precon counters, which are in the sort of Doctor Who colours. The colour scheme that's kind of quite nice, actually. Let's see if we can get into this any easier than we did the Beckett Brass one. So first of all, we've got the planar die here. This is really nice. I say one problem with dice and stuff like this is that you can't really get a feel for like all of the colors and everything in there, but it's really, really nice. It's a really nice die. We have, oh good lord, what is in here? This is like the cardboard deck box, of course, with the Doctor and Rose on the front there. The Magic the Gathering logo on the back. Modern classic Who logo, or however you would describe it. We've got the life wheel, again, with the Doctor Who Magic kind of library thing and the Doctor on the front. That's cool. And we've got the Universes Beyond guide. I assume this is going to explain Plane Chase and all that kind of stuff if you have a look in there. We have got the, whatever this is, let's try and pop it out because it is very much wedged in there. I think it's just like an art card type thing. I mean, does this come out? Oh, it actually does. It's a box in a box. Yeah. Intelligent design, you know. It's stuck. It's very stiff. Okay, cool. We got the outer box off. Not really sure what the purpose of the double boxes are. We've got this with the Plane Chase cards on the back. And we also have the collector's booster, which I did open, but I'll show you guys what we got in that anyway. This was, oh yeah, just a Rose sort of cardboard card. I don't know how you describe it. So there you go. We also have the 10th Doctor one on the front there. More counters on the side, of course. And finally, the deck itself. And we'll just pop that out and have a look at. It's been a little bit all over the place, but, you know, I do apologise for that. But we'll try and get it a bit more together now. We've got a Magic the Gathering one there. I don't think we need to pop that one out. We'll take a look at the collector's sample pack as well. So what I got in here, it's kind of cool and kind of not cool. I got the, I remember one of the cards in it. I got the 11th Doctor, which is kind of cool. And it's a nice rare, it's nice art and everything. But the 11th Doctor is in this already, so it might be nice to get one of the other ones. And, oh, Sisterhood of Khan. That's the other card we've got there. Absolutely no idea if that's going to be of any use or anything. And we'll look at the Plane Chase stuff at the end. For now, we'll get into what is actually included in the 100 card commander deck. Now, much like when I opened Lost Caverns of Ixalan, I'm more or less blind on this. The only stuff in the set that I know about is stuff I've seen on Instagram. So I actually don't know what to expect here. So this is like live reaction. This is like my genuine reactions to what we're seeing here. So we got the 10th Doctor. The art's nice. Blue and red, colours I'm quite familiar with at this point. And on Z, whenever you attack exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card, put 3 time counters on it. And if it doesn't have suspend, it gains suspend. So that's cool, you know, it suspends things and so on and so forth. You can also pay 7, time travel 3 times, and that either allows you to increase or reduce the amount of time counters on suspended cards. So that's pretty cool. But I think rather than being necessarily all that thematic for the 10th Doctor, I think what it does better than that is set up Rose Tyler, which I think works a bit more thematically. So she gets +1/+1 for every time counter on it. And Bad Wolf, when she attacks, you put a time counter on it for each suspended card you own and each other permanent you control with a time counter on it. So it's more of a Bad Wolf Rose, as you can see, than like a regular Rose Tyler, which is probably the easier thing to do than trying to work out, you know, how Rose would work on her own. But yeah, I think the 10th Doctor is more thematic in setting Rose up than anything else. But, you know, it does work. Next, we have Atraxi Warden. That's pretty cool, actually. I am going to pick the cards back up now. Really struggling to decide what the easiest way to do this. Atraxi Warden. It's really, really cool. Not something I would have necessarily expected to see in this set, but flying. And when it enters the battlefield, you can exile 1 tapped creature. So it suspends for 1 and a white with 5 time counters on it. So that's pretty interesting. We've got Wibbly Wobbly Timey Wimey. We are really going with the David Tennant quote here, aren't we? Time travel for each suspended card either you own, and each permanent you control with a time counter on it, you may add or remove a time counter and draw a card. Nice. Time Beetle. Now that is not something I was expecting to see in here at all. Can't be blocked with creatures of greater power. Whenever Time Beetle deals combat damage to a player, time travel. Interesting. Bit weird. Star Whale. Oh, that's gorgeous. That's really, really cool. Flying Vigilance. It gives other creatures Ward 2, and it suspends for 6 counters for 1 and a blue. Sibylline Soothsayer. Where are these cards coming from? It's not even like the Doctor's allies necessarily, is it? I bet she's not as good as she was in the Doctor Who miniatures game though. Whichever priestess that was supposed to be, that was played by Karen Gillan, was really good in that. When Sibylline Soothsayer enters the battlefield, reveal a card from the top of your library until you reveal a non-land card with mana value 3 or greater. Exile that card with 3 time counters on it, again suspend. Put the rest of the reveal cards at the bottom of your library in a random order. Cool. Oh, Jadoon Enforcers, look at the boys. Oh, we might finally be playing that red-white rhino deck we've always thought about. Trample. No more than 1 creature can attack you each combat. That's good. And it suspends for 1, a red and a white with 6 time counters. That's really cool. Psychic Paper. Mandatory. Got 2. I mean, it's only an uncommon. Should be a mythic, surely. Or something. As Psychic Paper becomes attached to a creature, choose a creature card name and creature type. If a creature has Ward 1, it can't be blocked, and its name and creature type are the last chosen name and creature type. So what you're telling me is I can put the Doctor in my pirate deck. TARDIS. Again, another uncommon. Wow. Flying. Whenever TARDIS attacks, if you control a Time Lord, the next spell you cast this turn has Cascade, and you may Planeswalk. Wow, okay. And it takes 2 to crew. Sonic Screwdriver. Adds 1 mana of any colour. Pay 1 and tap it, untap target artifact. Pay 2 and tap it, scry 1. Pay 3 and tap it, target creature can't be blocked this turn. Arcane Signet, that's really cute. the Gallifrey sigil. Sol Ring. That's pretty cool. I would have thought you could probably come up with something a bit more fitting, but clock spinning. Buyback 3. You may pay an additional 3. If you do, put this card in your hand as it resolves. Cost 1. Choose a counter on target permanent or suspended card. Remove that counter from that permanent or card and put another of those counters on it. Wait, what? Remove that counter or put another. Right, we read that wrong. Thought Vessel is always a cool enough card to see. Cost 2, taps for 1, and you have no maximum hand size. Mind Stone. Oh, it handles. Love it. Taps for 1, sacrifice it, pay 1, draw a card. Talisman of Creativity. That is silly. Add blue, red, and it deals 1 damage to you. I like it. Lightning Greaves. I don't like Lightning Greaves, but yeah, it is good. But that's why I don't like it. Talisman of Conviction. It's also pretty funny. Evolving Wilds. That's nice. Wilfred Mott. There he is, my guy. Wow, there is a lot of reading on these cards. Look to the stars. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a time counter on Wilf. Then look at the top X of cards of your library, where X is the number of time counters on Wilf. You may put a non-land permanent card with mana value 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. That is not how I would expect him to play, but it's good. I like it. Everybody lives. All creatures gain hexproof. Oh, my sister would hate this. I hate the gas mask zombie. I think the gas mask zombie is just creepy still, but my sister is has a phobia of gas masks. So yeah, good thing she's not this kind of geek. All creatures gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Players gain hexproof until end of turn. Players can't lose life this turn, and players can't lose the game or win the game this turn. Okay, complicated stuff. We got Everything Comes to Dust. That is quite the opposite of Everybody Lives, isn't it? So this is huge. This is 10 converted mana. Convoke. Creatures can help creatures can help cast it though. Exile all creatures except those that share a creature type with a creature that convoked this spell. All artifacts and all enchantments. Okay, complicated stuff. 4 knocks. He will knock 4 times. Vanishing 4. This creature enters the battlefield with 4 time counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove 1. When the last is removed, sacrifice it. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, draw a card. Not really sure how that emulates that, really, but I digress. Pandorica. You may choose not to untap it during your untap step. 1 and a white, untap. 1 and a white, tap it, untap target. Non-land permanent, then it phases out. It can't phase in for as long as the Pandorica remains tapped. When it becomes untapped or leaves the battlefield, that permanent phases in. Okay, that could be very interesting. The Wedding of River Song. I've never really understood why she thinks David Tennant looks so young when they first meet, when she marries Matt Smith, who looks younger. But I digress. Draw 2 cards, then exile a non-land card from your hand with a number of time counters on it equal to its mana value. Then target opponent does the same. They gain suspend and then time travel. Cool. Oh, Adipose Offspring. I was hoping this was in here rather than in the actual main set. The artwork's actually not that great. They kind of look a bit stretched, a bit long. Emerge for 5 and a white. Sacrifice a creature, paying the emerge cost, and when it enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 white alien creature token. If its emerge cost was paid, instead create X of those tokens, where X is the sacrifice creature's toughness, which is obviously what you're going to want to do because otherwise it's just a massive con. Astrid Peth, lovely to see you. When she enters the battlefield or attacks, create food token. That's cute. Brand New Sky. Whenever you sacrifice a clue or food, she explores. Interesting. A Crack in Time, vanishing 3. When it enters the battlefield and at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, exile target creature an opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. Is that what Crack in Time does? Or does it erase it from existence altogether? Maybe it should just exile the thing. The Girl in the Fireplace. It is a saga. So first we have create a 1/1 white human noble creature token with vanishing 3 and prevent all damage that would be dealt to this creature. Second, create a 2/2 white horse creature token with doctors you control have horsemanship. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player this turn, time travel. Okay. Martha Jones! Woman who walked the earth. When she enters the battlefield, investigate. Create a clue token. Whenever you sacrifice a clue, Martha Jones and up to one target creature can't be blocked this turn, and she is a Doctor's Companion. Nano Gene conversion. My sister is having a nightmare somewhere. Choose target creature you control. Each other creature becomes a copy of that creature until end of turn, except it isn't legendary. Not sure about that one. Not sure that emulates the Nano Gene. Emulates converting one. Not really a full kind of army of them. Flesh duplicate. Copy of any creature on the battlefield except with vanishing 3. The 11th hour. Search your library for a Doctor card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle. Create a food token and a 1/1 white human creature token with Doctor spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Okay, cool. Create a token that's a copy of target creature, except it's a legendary alien named Prisoner Zero. Is that what Prisoner Zero did? All of history all at once. Time travel and storm. When you cast a spell, copy it for each spell cast before it this turn. That could be really good. Donna Noble. About time you turned up, love. Interesting that she's not a white noble creature. Soul Bond. You may pair this creature with another unpaired creature when either enters the battlefield. They may remain paired for as long as you control both of them. Whenever a Donna or a creature it's paired with is dealt damage, she deals that much damage to target opponent. Okay, and she's a Doctor's Companion. Amy Pond. Partner with Rory Williams. When it enters the battlefield, target player may put Rory into their hand from the library, then shuffle. Whenever she deals combat damage to a player, choose a suspended card and remove that many counters from it. That's cool. She is also a Doctor's Companion. We've got Ecstatic Beauty. I bet there's a really nice alt of this in the collector's boosters. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play those cards until end of turn. Put 4 time counters on each of those cards that has suspend, and it suspends for 1 red itself. RMS Titanic. Flying Trample. When it deals combat damage to a player, sacrifice it and create that many treasure tokens. Okay. It cruise for 3. Coward or Killer. Clever. I like it. So Coward is 1 and a red. Target creature can't block this turn and becomes a coward in addition to its other types until the end of turn, and you get to time travel. And Killer is 2 and 2 red. Killer deals 3 damage to target creature and each other creature that shares a creature type with it. And the Parting of the Ways is going to follow that, of course. 1. Exile the top 5 cards from your library. For each non-land card exiled this way, put a number of time counters on that card equal to its mana value. You can suspend. Time travel, and for each opponent, destroy up to 1 target artifact that player controls. Cool. The 9th Doctor. Oh, look at his little face. Haste. Alright, Haste. Into the TARDIS. Whenever the 9th Doctor becomes untapped during your untap step, you get an additional upkeep step after this step. That's cool. That's really cool. Sally Sparrow. Oh, the companion that would have been. Human detective. That's generous. You may cast creature spells as though they had flash. That's really cool. Whenever 1 or more other creatures you control leave the battlefield, investigate. I think there's a really generous interpretation of Sally, but we've got Jenny, the generated anomaly. Time Lord Soldier. Double Strike. When she deals combat damage, she explores. Cool. Really like the artwork on that one. Really like the artwork. Rory Williams. Look. First Strike. Lifelink. The Last Centurion. Well, at least it's not called like a Roman nose or something like that. When you cast this spell from anywhere other than exile it with 3 time counters. It gains suspend, then investigate. Okay. The 11th Doctor, as we say, it's actually still a rare in this, so it's actually just a duplicate card I have. But, it'd probably be worth something in the future at least. Or we can, make an 11th Doctor Commander deck and still play one in this one. Whenever the 11th Doctor deals combat damage to a player, you exile a card from your hand with a number of time counters on it equal to its mana value. If it does not, it gains suspend. 2. Target creature with power 3 or less. It can't be blocked this turn. The War Doctor. Lovely. John Hurt. Bit of John Hurt action. Whenever 1 or more other permanents phase out and whenever 1 or more other cards are put into exile from anywhere, put a time counter on the War Doctor. Whenever the War Doctor attacks, it deals damage equal to the number of time counters on it to any target. If a creature dealt damage this way would die this turn, exile it instead. Cool. Regeneration's restored. This should be a good card. Vanishing 12. Wow. Whenever one or more time counters are removed from a regeneration is restored, scry 1, you gain 1 life. Then if regeneration is restored, has no time counters, exile it, take an extra turn. Love it. Idris, Soul of the TARDIS. Lovely to see you here, Idris. I might have expected to see her, but I might have expected to see her in the actual set. I don't really know why. Just, it feels like might have been a bit more obscure. Vanishing 3, imprint. ETB, exile another artifact you control until it leaves the battlefield. Idris has all activated and triggered abilities of the exiled card and gets +X, where X is the exiled card's mana value. That's really good. The Face of Boar. Nice. You may cast a spell with suspend from your hand. If you do, pay its suspend cost rather than its mana. Oh, I like that. That's clever. I like the way that works. So you tap the Face of Boar and then cast a suspend card from your hand for its suspend cost rather than its mana cost. Run for your life. That wasn't quite the right accent, was it? Run for your life. Nice to meet you, Rose. Run for your life. Okay, we're not going to do that all day. 1 or 2 target creatures each gain haste until end of turn. Makes sense. They can't be blocked this turn, except by creatures with haste. Escape. For 2, a blue and a red, exile 4 other cards from your graveyard. Wow, okay. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its escape cost. Day of the Doctor. A lot of sagas in this, but I suppose it makes sense. But it does mean there's a lot of reading. Exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a legendary card. You may play that card for as long as Day of the Doctor remains on the battlefield. Put the rest of those exiled cards on the bottom of your library in a random order. And on 4... choose up to 3 Doctors. You may exile all of the creatures. If you do, Day of the Doctors deals 13 damage to you. Wow, okay. And we've got Gallifrey Falls and no more. Gallifrey Falls deals 4 damage to each creature. If a creature dealt damage this way would die, it's exiled. Any number of target creatures you control phase out. Okay. Feels like they didn't necessarily put too much effort into that second one, but dinosaurs on a spaceship. We wasn't expecting this. Vigilance, Trample. Other dinosaurs get +1/+1, have Vigilance and Trample. That's going to be so useful in this deck. Suspend for 3, a red and a blue and a white. Whenever a time counter is removed from dinosaurs on a spaceship while it's exiled, create a 2/2 red and white dinosaur. Well, there they are. That's where the dinosaurs come from. We've got Kate Stewart. Lovely to see you. Whenever you put 1 or more time counters on a permanent you control, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. That's cool. Whenever she attacks, you may pay 8. If you do, attacking creatures get +8, +X, where X is the number of time counters among permanents you control. That could be crazy. Rotating Fireplace. Enters the battlefield, attack with the time counter on it. Tap and add 1 for the equal to the number of time counters on it, and 4 and tap it, time travel as a sorcery. The moment. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a time counter on the moment. There's Rose in the background there. 2, tap, untap target creature you control. It phases out until the moment leaves the battlefield. 3, tap, destroy each non-land permanent with mana value less than or equal to the number of time counters on the moment, then sacrifice it. Okay. Trenzalore Clock Tower. Legendary land. Taps for blue and put a time counter on it. And for 1 and a blue and tapping it, removing 12 time counters from it, exile it, shovel your graveyard and hand into your library and draw 7 cards. Now, that's the kind of thing that I love. I love anything like that. Oh, no. Maybe just the one legendary land for now. I got to remember that sometimes these precons aren't necessarily in a logical order, although these had, this one seems to have made more sense than ones I've looked at previously. So, Grasp of Fate. When it enters the battlefield, for each opponent, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent that player controls until it leaves the battlefield. Okay, cool. Farewell. Exile all artifacts. Choose 1 or more. Exile all artifacts, exile all creatures, exile all enchantments, exile all graveyards. Not sure that's quite what happened with Tenant Regenerated, but, out of time. When out of time enters the battlefield, untap all creatures. Then those creatures phase out until out of time leaves the battlefield. Put a time counter on out of time for each creature phased out this way, and then it's vanishing. Complicated stuff. Wedding Ring. Oh, we all know Wedding Ring. Inspiring Refrain. Yeah, where are the Ood in this deck, man? Draw 2 cards. Exile it with 3 time counters on it. And for 2 and a blue, it suspends for 3. As foretold. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a time counter on as foretold. Once each turn, you may pay 0 rather than paying the mana cost for a spell you cast with mana value X or less, where X is the number of time counters on as foretold. Fractured Identity. Exile. Target non-land permanent. Each player other than its controller creates a token that's a copy of it. Oh, complicated stuff. Port Town. Temple of Triumph. Exotic Orchard. Temple of Enlightenment. Enlightenment. That is really cute. I really like that. Prairie Stream. Irrigated Farmland. Is that the Waters of Mars, or is it the... That must be, surely. Deserted Beach. Ooh. Ominous. Glacial Fortress. That's funny. Sky Cloud Expanse. I love that. That's brilliant. That's so cute as well. Temple of Epiphany. Frostboil Snarl. Is that the Frozen Thames? I don't know. Thespian Stage. Shakespeare action. Fury Calm Snarl. War Room. Now that's good. Pay life equal to the number of colours in your commander's colour identity. Draw a card. Okay. Sunbaked Canyon. Is that midnight? Sundown Pass. Storm Carved Coast. Fiery Islet. It looks fiery. Command Tower. Oh, look at that. Oh, that might be my favourite thing in the whole deck. Path of Ancestry. Temple of the False God. Ah, that's clever. Get back on the pile. Ah, stop it. Don't do this. I like that. Myriad Landscape. Is that Vesuvius, I guess? Thriving Bluff. Stop sliding. Mystic Monastery. Probably a lot of stuff they could have done for that. Ominous Cemetery. That makes sense. Rogue's Passage. Like it. Oh, Plains with the little TARDIS there. Plains with the little TARDIS there. Plains with the little TARDIS there. Island with the little TARDIS there. There's the etched foil of the 10th Doctor. I don't really care for the etched foils, I'm not going to lie. Like, the regular foil looks fine. Soldier token with dinosaur on the back. Soldier token. Horse on the back. Ah, it's Arthur. Arthur the horse. We've got Amy Pond. That's kind of... it's kind of grim. You can, like, kill her. Treasure. That's a nice treasure. We've got a clue. We got a Raging Clue. Human Noble. It's sad that some of these cards have been reduced. Oh, I love that. It's sad that some of these characters have been reduced to tokens, but at least they exist at all, I suppose. Copy's cute. Adipose is cute. Dinosaur on the back of that. Adipose and copy. Dinosaur and copy. Dinosaur and adipose. Copy and soldier. And we have the blurb cards at the end there. So that is everything in the main deck. So now we will take a look at the Plane Chase cards. And I can't say I can particularly remember what they are. I know that Bad Wolf Bay is one with it being on the back, but yeah. So these are Plane Chase cards. Really beautiful artwork on the back. So we've got the Lux Foundation Library, which is cool. Players have no maximum hand size. Whenever a creature you control deals damage to a player, you may draw a card. And whenever Chaos ensues, put a shadow counter on a target creature. Can't block or be blocked. It can accept by creatures with shadow. Lake Silencio. All spells have split second. Whenever Chaos ensues, Lake Silencio deals 6 damage to target creature and opponent controls. And if a creature dies this way, it's exiled. Amy's Home. When you planeswalk to Amy's Home, and at the beginning of the upkeep, you may exile a non-land card from your hand with a number of time counters on it equal to its mana value, and it gains suspend. When chaos ensues, time travel. Ood Sphere. Non-creature spells have Convoke. Whenever chaos ensues for each opponent, goad up to one target creature that opponent controls until end of turn. Those creatures can't become untapped unless they're declared as attackers. Human Time Lord Meta Crisis. When you encounter Human Time Lord Meta Crisis, each player chooses 1 or 2 creatures they control. Each player creates a token that's a copy of the first creature they chose, except it isn't legendary. Then each player who chose a second creature puts a 1/1 counter on the token they create equal to the power of the second creature they chose. Okay. And we've got Bad Wolf Bear. At the beginning of combat on your turn, exile up to 1 target creature. Return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the end step. When chaos ensues, cards can't enter the battlefield from exile this turn, then planeswalk. 2 Streams Facility. Whenever you planeswalk, or 2 streams, and at the beginning of the first upkeep of the game, each player chooses Green Anchor or Red Waterfall. Each player who chose Green Anchor may play an additional land during each of their turn. Creatures controlled by the players with Red Waterfall get +2/+0 and haste. When chaos ensues, each player it swaps. Prime Minister's Cabinet Room. At the beginning of combat on your turn, up to 1 target creature you control becomes a copy of target creature an opponent controls. Whenever chaos ensues, each player votes for a creature you don't control. Exile each creature with the most votes or tied for most votes. New York. At the beginning of combat on your turn, until end of turn, non-creature artifacts you control become 3/3 flying vehicles. 3/3 vehicles in addition to their other types and gain flying, haste, and crew 1. When chaos ensues, create a treasure token and a 2/2 white alien creature token. Pompeii. When you planeswalk to Pompeii and at the beginning of your upkeep, put an eruption counter on it. When you roll a blank on the planar dice, right 2, then put an eruption counter on Pompeii. When chaos ensues, Pompeii deals damage to each creature and each player equal to the number of eruption counters on Pompeii. Each player sacrifices a land, then planeswalk, and then we're back to the start. So we were a bit rushed there because I am running out of space on my phone to record this on. So we are going to get the deck suited up, and with that done, I can finally deploy the Green Glitter Satin Deck Cube Ultra Blow deck box. That I picked up for these a little while ago. I just thought it would suit them greatly. And the good thing is the top seems to be less stiff than the white one I have for my Pirates. I'll put them in their forever home. I'll just leave the tokens unsleeved in there for now. So that's nice. And I also, for Christmas, got the Beckett Brass deck box for my Pirates, but I'll be honest, I quite like the white one of these that I got for Pirates already, so I'll probably just use this for, you know, some excess leftover Pirates. But this is a really cool box. I love the rainbow going right the way across it. And if you are interested in Doctor Who and card content and stuff like that, I have a long overdue Doctor Who Battles in Time Exterminator base set opening that I need to do at some point, which will hopefully be imminent. I don't know, I think it's 10 packs here, and I've been meaning to do these for ages. Apparently, according to the envelope, I've had these sat waiting since 2020. I didn't think it had been that long. I thought it was more 2021. But yeah, these keep getting forgotten about, so I need to do that relatively soon. So do check that out. That should be out soon, hopefully. And for the time being, please do check out the DSW tabletop playlist for my other card game content. And I do appreciate any love you can give that. If you enjoyed this video, please do like, comment, and subscribe and let me know what you thought. I really do appreciate you guys joining me. So thank you for watching and goodbye.